How can you have a profitable business? One of the main reasons that business owners stop or quit their own business is because of a lack of profit. This is the most common reason, and this is why it's so important to learn to have a profitable business. Now, you might be running your business because you're passionate about it or because you want to have an impact on the world, and it's fantastic if money isn't your only drive. It's better, actually, it's healthier in many ways if you are driven by impact, if you're driven through passion and purpose and mission. But if you're not able to have a profit, you won't be able to sustain your business. And this will slow down your impact, and it'll probably reduce the amount of passion you feel because you'll feel drained through lack of profit. So what are some of the key steps you can put in place in order to have profit in your business? In this video, I'll share 3 key principles that I think make a huge difference and that can really help you. And if you want to find out more, you can check my podcast, The Focus Bee Show, where in the season 4, Tea and Pie, I share how you can optimize your time, energy, and attention in order to have more profit, impact, and expertise. And in the part on profit, I do 6 or 7 episodes on this topic. So I share a lot more on my podcast, but I wanted to give you a brief overview of these 3 key tips. The first one is linked to the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And this is really linked to the principle that most business owners focus on growth more than profit. So what happens is they will start to invest more and more money into maybe hiring people or different services or products or trainings, and they will slowly diminish the amount of money they have through the income they're getting or any sort of form of money that they have, maybe their savings, and they will no longer have a profit. Now, what Mike explains in his book, Profit First, is you need to first focus on the profit and then see how much you're willing to put on expenses and training and employees and whatever other things you want to invest in. The idea is quite simple. Whatever amount of money you get in, any form of income that comes, any form of sales, you deduct how much you want to put aside for profit. So you decide on a percentage, 10, 15, 20% that you want to put aside for profit. You put it in a separate bank account that you call profit or a separate branch of your bank account, and you do not touch that money. And then what is left, you can put in expenses. So typically what we normally do is sales minus expenses equals your profit. And a lot of businesses struggle and there's not much left on the profit side. And Mike's magical transformational idea is sales minus profit equals how much you're willing to put into expenses. And when you do this, several things will happen. First of all, as soon as you start getting sales, your business will have a profit because you will be putting money aside just for the profit. That's the first thing that will be happening. The second thing that will happen is you'll end up spending less on expenses, right? Because you're putting money aside for your profit. And you'll find out that you're fine. He gives examples of people downgrading the sort of offices they have, maybe a smaller office, or maybe cutting out some of the trainings or services that you normally go to. And you'll find that you're able to manage without them. So this is really revolutionary. It made a huge impact on my business and for my clients. And my mentor and coach, Louisa, recommended it. And it has been a total game changer. So highly recommend using this method, reading the book Profit First, and applying this in your business. So this was tip number 1. Tip number 2 is looking at Pareto. So here we're looking at how can you have more profit in your business. Now for this, you need to look at how you're getting sales, how you're getting money in. Once you've applied Profit First and you've decided you're putting money aside, you still need to have money coming in. So this is where the Pareto of time and money can really support you to have more income and more sales. Concept is super simple. Write down all the activities that you're doing in your business and look at which ones you feel generate the most profit, income, revenue, whatever you want to call it, in your business. So this is a reflection exercise. It's good if you can take even a couple of hours, just write down everything you're doing, from maybe webinars to lead generation to partnerships with other founders or people in your industry. Just list them all and look which ones have brought in the most sales or the most money. And then start to think, okay, what would your business look like if instead of doing this 10 or 20% of the time, you did it 80% of the time? This is really looking and reversing the whole Pareto. Pareto principle says that 20% of what we do generates 80% of the results. There's lots of different ways of formulating it, but the concept is always 80-20. And what happens is 80% of the results, 80% of what you get only comes from 20% of what you're doing. And what you want to do is increase that 20%. So if you feel that maybe the webinars that you only do once in a blue moon have actually brought in the most clients, hey, why don't you just do more webinars, right? And it sounds so obvious, but it's so easy when you're overwhelmed and you've got a lot on your plate and you think about all these different projects and ideas to forget that maybe you're spending time and energy on things that aren't really bringing in money or business or cash flow. And maybe you can do them less, reduce them, delegate them, or eliminate them totally. So this is why I call it the Pareto of time and money, because it's looking how are you placing your time and how much money is it generating. And you really want to optimize this, and it will change over time. So you might come to the conclusion that hosting live events is what gives you the best cash flow and money income at this moment in your business. Maybe you optimize this and maybe 6 months down the line it's changed a bit, or it's varied, or it's something else. So make sure to revise this regularly. This is the second principle. So looking at that Pareto of time and money and optimizing your time to get more profit. And the last principle is all around money mindset and abundance mindset. This is because you can apply profit first. You can look at the Pareto of time and money. You can hire mentors and coaches and marketing experts. But if you have huge emotional blockages linked to money, this will hold you back. And I know it can sound a bit far-fetched. I know it can sound a bit out there. Oh, really? Just what goes on in my mind will block me. It really does. And here's how it works. If you have thoughts around money when you receive it, such as I don't deserve it, or this is too much, or I don't think it will work out for me, or any of these thoughts that sort of hold you back, or I'm not good enough to receive this type of money. Any of these thoughts, you will start to project this energetically. You might even turn down opportunities or not reach out to people because you're thinking that you're not worth it anyway. So it will prevent you from taking action. And if you do take action and you start to get results, you'll feel this blockage and other people will see it. They'll pick it up on your facial expressions, on the way you look at them, on how confident you are or how you react. So this is not something I can cover in a 10 or 20 minute or half an hour video, but this is something that you need to work on. You need to look at your relationship with money, maybe work on it with a mentor or a coach, see what sort of emotional blockages you have, what is your relationship with it, what has happened in the past, what do you believe about money, about yourself, about your services, and really work on it all. Because if you maintain this huge emotional blockage to it, you won't be able to grow your business and you won't be able to impact and contribute to the world at the same way, because all these things are tied together. Because it's not just about money, it's obviously a lot more about impact and fulfillment and your own well-being and the business growth. So there's a lot more to this. So these are the three main principles. They all look at different aspects of how you can run a profitable business. The first aspect being profit first. This looks at literally how you manage the incoming money and the expenses. The second aspect is a Pareto of time and money. This looks at how do you manage your activities, your time, your energy around something that actually brings in more cash flow. And the last one is around the money mindset and even abundance and scarcity mindset that I discuss in other videos, which is around how you manage your thoughts and your emotions on the topic of money. And if you work on these three aspects thoroughly and you put them in place and you apply it and you talk about it with a mentor or coach or journal about it and reflect, I guarantee that this will really support you to run a profitable business. Want more? If you want to find out more on these topics, check out my podcast, The Focus Bee Show, Season 4, Tea and Pie, more time, energy, and attention for greater profit, impact, and expertise. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in and wishing you a fantastic day.